there is some piping hot tea that just gave itself to me on Amy Duggar King. My girl, my girl.
Hi beautiful people, welcome back. Hope you guys are doing fantastic wherever you are in the world. Happy Monday. I'm sure by now everyone knows about the devastation in Hawaii. My thoughts and prayers are with the families and loved ones, and if you would like to help out, please go online and see which organization suits you best, and if you can, donate. It is absolutely heartbreaking to see the before and after pictures. I know with me, when I see stuff like this, it just makes me feel more down, and this weekend was a very tough weekend for me. I was so anxious. It was just a rough weekend, but at the end of the day, if anybody just needs to hear this, if you are feeling inadequate, unworthy, unappreciated, unseen, or unloved, remember you are, and straighten out that crown and know that you are worthy, loved, seen, appreciated. Take back your power and own that strength, and not allow anyone to steal your joy. Raise those shoulders and hold your head up high, and just be the best version of yourself. In today's video, I'm going to show you how Katie Joy is still posting about politics, and I have a clip from Emily D. Baker, which is priceless, and also how Katie Joy is still going hard in defense of Amy, yet a few months ago she was dragging her, divulging all her financial problems and speaking very bad about her, which I'm going to show you guys. Now, this is going to be a very long video, so put on those earphones, go ahead, do your housework, do your cooking, do whatever you need to do, or you can just grab yourself a cup of tea, sit back and enjoy this video. Now let's get into it, but before that, my usual disclaimer: please do not take what I say as fact. Feel free to do your own research and come to your own conclusion. So Katie Joy is still posting about Donald Trump, and people are expressing why they will not be supporting her anymore. And this is just from last week alone. There is no stopping her or telling her what is best for her brand, because obviously she doesn't care. Yet I showed you guys a clip where she couldn't even get Ruth Bader Ginsburg's name right, where she said that she will not be discussing politics on her platform because she didn't want heat getting started up. Well, she has pissed off a lot of people, and she is deleting comments, or should I say she is deleting people's comments that does not align with what she believes and how she feels. So what do we call that? An echo chamber? In my opinion, Katie Joy is putting her family in harm's way. Now, no, let me back up, because her husband is, in my opinion, complicit by allowing her to continue to be this reckless. She is putting her son in harm's way, and I say that because some Trump supporters are loyal, and some of them will go to the end for him. We live in a very uncertain and scary world nowadays. And for her to be reckless like this and not giving a damn, but not at least respecting other people's choices. And have you ever seen someone have a change of heart by having a total stranger on the internet act in this manner, trying to prove that you are wrong in who you are supporting? Remember when she was sued by Tati, she fake cried on how all her money that is going to legal fees was supposed to be for her son? Then when she covered the Brian Laundrie story, she was so afraid for her life. If you cannot hold your own, do not venture down that road. As a parent, you should, in my opinion, always put the well-being of your child or children first before being so reckless in your actions. This was the post for me that told me she is unhinged and just doesn't give a damn anymore. And as you can see, it says, "I love at Midas Touch. They have the best coverage of the Trump cult and their crimes. They cover it all. Can't wait for this to arrive." And she bought a t-shirt that says Convict 45, meaning Donald Trump. Now, this shows people who she is in support of, number one. Number two is, didn't she say she's not going to be discussing politics on her platform? So what is this all about? So I have a question. When will she be wearing this t-shirt? Is she going to take a pic and post it on Facebook and Instagram? Because she won't have the guts to wear it on her YouTube channel, and besides, she is still AWOL, and as she said, she won't be back on camera in the foreseeable future. I think personally that she is fed up with her neighbors because, as she has stated before, that her whole neighborhood is Republicans and that is irking her. So she is taking to her social media and pissing the people off. Also, another thing, if she was so passionate and concerned about this whole situation with Donald Trump, why hasn't she made YouTube videos about it? She's very calculated and she knows exactly what she is doing, but then it could also backfire on her. I would like to read this comment from a very classy person who I don't know personally, but can tell from this post she made. And all credit goes to Balls 2.0. I will leave her Instagram handle in the description box if you would like to go and follow her. And it says, I like Trump. I don't like Biden. But I don't hate people or make fun of others or call them criminals just because they do. I am not part of a cult, nor have I ever committed a crime. Not all Republicans or Trump supporters are. Some of us are actually decent people. I am a widow who raised 3 children who are also not criminals. We live a normal life, work normal jobs, attend a normal church, love God and love people, even Democrats. I've been watching you for several years. I started because I liked the videos you made about the Duggars and enjoyed some of your other content. And I thought you genuinely cared about some of the people you talked about. But I digress. It seems that in the past 3 years or so, you have become hard, bitter, angry, and sometimes you are just plain mean. You flat out go after people and try your best to hurt them. I don't know what has happened to you, but something has. You are a completely different person. I can't watch you or follow you anymore, Miss Katie. My conscience actually bothers me when I do, but I will keep you in my prayers. I wish no ill on you. I hope you can overcome your problems and whatever it is that is dragging you down. Now, she also made a post on her community page that read, Hi friends, I hope all of you had a great weekend. I continue to get a lot of questions about when I'm coming back on camera. Some people are accusing me of lying and say an infection wouldn't take this long to clear. I have an update. After 2 rounds of antibiotics, the infection is no longer open and active. My skin is slowly recovering, but there was a lot of trauma to the skin and the infection was pretty significant. Due to sensitive area of the skin is very delicate. While there is no longer an open wound, there is still a lot of healing that needs to be done because I am doing everything to keep this area clean. I am not applying any makeup to my healing skin. Therefore, I will not be on camera for the foreseeable future. While I appreciate the concern of many, I'm no longer going to be responding to any questions about my eye or the healing process. This has been a long, painful process, and the infection did last as long as I said it has. I know people don't like change, but I am going to always put my health and well-being first before forcing myself on camera before I'm ready. If that upsets you, I am sorry. But my needs obviously come before the needs of the channel. I am doing my best to continue to deliver content to you that is still the same information without me on camera. I am not going to rush back on camera because I am not willing to have to reinfect this recovery by prematurely applying makeup. I will not go on camera without makeup because a professional appearance is important to me on my channel. Thanks for your understanding, Katie. I am going to call bullshit on all of that because, first of all, why did Katie Joy take so long to go to the doctor when she saw it was getting worse? Remember when she mentioned that she went to her son's graduation at school? Do you really think Katie Joy went out in public? If it was bad as she's saying it was, then she said she took her son to the county fair. We all know by now Katie Joy is like a vampire. The farthest I think I've seen Katie Joy go through her post or her lives is a backyard. In my opinion, all her time is consumed with researching and working on her replies and motions in a defamation case with Robert Shin. She absolutely will have no time to put on makeup and dress up, even if it's from the waist up. So last week, Tati posted a video and the thumbnail said IVF trial and life update. But Emily was going live with an update on the TikTok sidekick. And also she was going to talk about Tati's update. So I watched her live first, and basically Tati is going to trial with the ex-business partner in Las Vegas. So before I get into Emily, a little reminder. Katie Joy settled a lawsuit with the Westbrooks and gave up her source, Clark Swanson, and she is now a witness for them if that case goes to trial. Remember when she posted this, she said, "I did not defame Tati Westbrook. Our settlement agreement says I can defend myself against anyone claiming I defamed her. She said I never defamed her and never ever hacked, threatened or sent her any death threats. We settled because I was going to countersue her and her attorney for defamation." Now clearly she wasn't that confident in this posting, because the next day she deleted this. So maybe it was just a drunken post, as she usually does. Well, there is another thing that Katie Joy seems to have in common with Donald Trump. She's just as delusional, in my opinion, because she came out of that lawsuit with absolutely nothing, yet lost a lot. Now, this was too priceless not to share.
Days after this lawsuit dropped, Tati Westbrook filed a defamation lawsuit in the state of Washington against a YouTube creator. That suit wilded the fuck out. The person being sued went kind of buck wild on Twitter. I think most of that's deleted. The commentary videos are all still there. And it went wild. That case subsequently was dismissed in Washington for lack of jurisdiction, and then the case settled in Minnesota. It was a bananas time. There were documents dropping in the Washington case all the time. The Washington case accused Clark Swanson, the business partner, sort of feeding information to the YouTuber, and the YouTuber was using that information to defame Tati. This is what I believe, based on everything that we've seen publicly, is that the YouTuber threw Clark Swanson under the bus in the settlement agreement, and then it allowed Tati and James and the businesses to turn around and sue the YouTuber for leaking business secrets, contravening the business. The YouTuber is mentioned in the suit, but is no longer in the suit, and is, I assume, due to the settlement, as a cooperative witness. If this ever goes to trial, I imagine the YouTuber will get called to testify, like, what did Clark Swanson tell you? What are the emails? To show that Clark Swanson was, in fact, leaking confidential business information to this YouTuber, who was then using it against Tati and James, amongst other defamatory statements. The settlement was in probably the best interest of the Westbrooks to continue to go after their business partner. Christina said in the chat, "I know who the YouTuber is. Why do we not name her? Lest we summon." Also, I do not want anyone to be like, "Oh, I'm curious if this person has great coverage of something." No, no. No way. We've passed that toxic gossip train period of life. No way. Nope. The same reason we don't really talk about the TikTok psychic by name. I don't want to give people infamy for bad behavior. Hey, nope. It was a long case covering it. Oh, there's a Reddit if you're curious about what that YouTuber gets up to. There's a subreddit that details it in thorough detail.
Now moving forward onto Amy Duggar King and a BFF without a crystal ball. Not only did Katie Joy go out of her way, not this Sunday that passed, last week Sunday, and come to the defense of her BFF Amy, she doubled down and did it again. She defended Amy from all the backlash she was getting in regard to her running to social media and giving commentary on her interaction with seeing Anna at a wake of her best friend's sister, which was, in my opinion, totally distasteful. And Katie Joy says the people are wrong and that Amy did the right thing. Now, before I show you the video where Katie Joy doubled down in defending Amy Duggar King, as she calls her, let's take a walk down memory lane. And also, let me give you a little bit of a backstory. After Amy and Katie Joy had a bit of a tiff, it all started off when Amy went on her Instagram and made fun of Backwards Barbie. And everyone knew Amy was referring to Backwards Barbie. Then Katie Joy came on her Instagram live and confirmed it was about Backwards Barbie. And then the shit hit the fan, because obviously Amy couldn't take the heat and she lied. Then when Katie Joy confirmed her messiness, then the two of them started going back and forth with each other, and then Katie Joy took it upon herself and started dragging Amy and her mother. And then she said that she accidentally came across Amy's taxes. and she disclosed how Amy is being sued and that she owes taxes. That shit was hilarious because that is what Katie Joy does. Katie Joy started releasing DMs. She accused Amy of knowing that her cousins were being abused, yet she did nothing, and that she was on counting on because she wanted fame. And she also went on to accuse Miss Deanna, Amy's mum, of also knowing certain shit. It was a mess and totally uncalled for. And it solidified for me how petty, childish, messy, and dangerous Katie Joy is. And they are both shady heifers. But most importantly, when I reached out to Amy for a comment, she was very upset about her mum being dragged into this. And she was all about how messy Katie Joy is, and she regretted befriending her. I actually made a video with Amy's response. I will link it in the description box for you guys to actually see that. A huge thank you to Llama Girl for allowing me to use her clips. She is the best and definitely the MVP. I have a permanent link in my description for Llama Girl. If you feel so inclined to buy her a cup of coffee, please feel free. I'm sure she will truly appreciate it.
I've had to hold back so much for like 3 months because I've had to be like walking the tightrope of them giving me information but also placating their horrible behavior. It isn't just Amy that tries to control what's on my platform. What Amy does is a symptom of what this whole cult does. Every single one of them tries to control this platform. All of them. All of them. And Amy might want to be distanced from this, but Amy Duggar profited off of this, became famous from this, knew her siblings were or her cousins knew about the corporal punishment. Maybe she spoke out about it, but it didn't stop her from being on the show. It didn't stop her mom from being on the show after the scandal happened with Josh. Didn't stop them from having a relationship with them despite what Josh was doing. It didn't stop any of that. Like, if you didn't want to have a relationship, all you had to do was separate yourself. Like, nobody forced you to continue in that situation. So it's hard for me to feel sorry for people that continued to be a prof of it. She's freaking out at me because, why? Because I know the truth about the people that are around her, because I know that she's friends with people that abuse their children, because I know that she and her husband's businesses are struggling because they've made their name off the Duggars' name and everything is crumbling now. When they got the money, it didn't stop them. They allowed themselves to be controlled by Jim Bob. They allowed themselves to not speak out and be afraid and intimidated. For what? Jim Bob and Mary gave Amy a house. Amy got 2 properties when Mary died. I don't know beyond that, but they still were on the show after they claimed they weren't on the show. She told me on my channel she was never on Counting On, and I found videos and episodes of her on Counting On. I found numerous times where she tried to not be honest with me. And it's like, when everything was going great, it was fine. But then at the same time, she knows about the rods that are in those houses, and she knew about the rod of encouragement, and she still was on the show. Like, if you're going to be against corporal punishment, why would you be on a show with your sibling or your cousins and your family when you know that your aunt and uncle are using a rod on them? Why? Because it made you famous? Because it gave you exposure? Why? But you were okay with the rod of encouragement? Like, I just don't get it. She was an adult when she was on the show. No, she didn't know anything about Josh touching his sisters. That's the one thing the Duggars kept hidden. Like, they did not tell them about that. And I believe that. I believe wholeheartedly they did not tell them about that. And now to discredit me, she's lying to people and saying that she never invited me to her come stay with her, which is such a bullshit. You guys saw the live stream. And then she's trying to say that I said that I was going to go to her place and stay at her house for the trial. Not true. I didn't even know if I was going to go to the trial. I considered going to the trial, but to be honest, I had multiple people, not Amy, offer to let me stay with them, and I was uncomfortable with all of it. I wanted to stay at a hotel if I was there, but I didn't want to go there by myself. It's not we're not against Amy. I'm against the lying. I'm against all of the lies, and not all of them lie. Derek Diller doesn't, you might not agree with everything that he says, but Derek Diller doesn't lie. He just doesn't. You might not agree with his politics. You might not agree with how he feels about people. But the one thing I will say about Derek is he doesn't fucking lie. He means what he says, and he says what he means, and he holds to those convictions. She told me she was never on Counting On. She was. She told me that the video was about Backwoods Barbie. Then she said it wasn't about her. She told me the comment was about Jana. Then she said it wasn't about Jana when she got blowback. I mean, that was always how it was. No, it's not. It's right there. You just can't see it because of it's not missing. It's because of the angle. It's there. Hold on. Here. This is me texting Amy. The shade. It's a comment about Jana, about not sleeping. She said, I'm going to call out something that's not right and shouldn't happen. December 11th. That is Amy, in her words, telling me that post is about Jana. I have more. Just wait. Hold on. Here's Amy asking me to go to the trial with her. I might go to the trial, might. I want to know who's testifying. I said, me too. Fly down and go with me. LOL. I might. Do you think Boob would freak? He would lose his shit, she said. I don't lie. I don't fucking lie. And I'm tired of this girl telling me that I lied. Hold on. Oh, you can't see this one. Oh my God, was that about Backwoods Barbie? LOL, yep. LOL, yep. She knew it was about her. And I don't care that Barbie knows that she hates me. She does hate me. She's friends all of her life, just obsessed about me. And I said, yep, thank you. I said, my husband said you did a great impression. And she said, thank you. She knew it was about Barbie the whole time. Her mom knew it was about Barbie. But she goes on and says that it wasn't about Barbie. I got more. People think you're staying with me. I feel like you got heat and you blamed me. I'm moving, so it's insane time for me. Oh, I never said where I was staying. A long time ago, I said you asked me to come down, but with this, I said nothing. I don't expect to stay with anyone. I just said I don't need moral support and that we're best friends and staying with me and that I'm providing security. It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I never said that. She was like getting messages from these people and it was just going on and on of me saying, I never said that, I never said that, I never said that. I can't go to trial. It really is. I don't blame you. I still haven't decided, literally. I don't think it would be safe for me. Where am I telling Amy that I'm gonna fucking stay with her? Whole time. I am so tired of this girl. I have so many of these messages. She says it's about Backwoods Barbie, and then a week later when she's getting shit, she says, I don't know who that was. I thought we were talking about rednecks. When we flat out had a fucking conversation and she said, yeah, I know who that girl is. I've watched her. But she threw me to the wolves because she got hate and she was losing business. She lied and said it wasn't about Jana when it was about Jana. I don't care about I don't care about this petty shit, but like, she's trying to disrupt anyone I speak to and saying that I'm a liar when I didn't lie. She's the one that lied. And you guys, she's going through some serious shit right now. They owe so much money. Like, she knows that. She owes money in taxes for her commercial properties that they haven't paid in 3 years. She has a huge tax lien right now for her business that she hasn't paid taxes on since she started. They have a loan out against a business that they acquired from her grandmother's death that they can't repay. She just paid off a massive IRS tax lien, and her business is falling apart because of what's happened with the Duggars. All of that is public record. And I'm trying to just report a story. I don't know, she owes like $28,000 to the state of Arkansas. It's on public record. She has not paid taxes since 2018 for her company 3130 to the state of Arkansas. I don't think she bought the house. I haven't found any property records that show that she owns any house. But one thing you should do is pay your taxes. And that's the problem. No, I don't think they bought a new house, you guys. There's literally not one single record in their name of a house being purchased. Should I be telling you what's been going on in her life? Is she a public figure that's a Duggar that points the finger at other Duggars for not paying taxes? Should you pay your taxes? They're in a financial crisis right now, and I feel bad for them. But all of this is public record, and this is why she ended up flipping out on me, because I found her tax lien. And I didn't even mean to find her tax lien on purpose. I was looking at property records for the Duggars, and a $53,000 tax lien showed up. And I was like, did you know that this is there? Because if I found it, like, other people are gonna find this. And after I made that comment to her, within 5 days, I was a horrible person. She owes $27,000 for her business, and then they acquired 2 properties that they got when Grandma Mary died. They owe the city of Springdale $15,000 for like back taxes. And they finally paid off the tax lien with the IRS when she sold her house. I don't care who talks about me. I don't care if somebody doesn't like me. I don't care if other YouTubers talk about me. What I don't like is when somebody tries to smear you because you found out information about them and they know that you have that information and they're afraid that you're gonna report it, and then you don't report it because you want to protect them, but then you're like, if it was anyone else, I would report it. So is it fair to sit on information just because you know that this person is maybe nice to you sometimes? You're not friends with people that you report on. You're not. You're friendly. I have empathy for people, but I'm not anybody's friend. No, she never tried to discredit me before I reported on her. And there's nothing like that serious about a tax lien. Like, it's not that big of a deal, right? It's like, you should pay your taxes. But when you've banked your whole life on your family's name, and then their name goes in the toilet, and then you know you're fucked because you have all these bills to pay, and then so instead of dealing with the fact that your family is fucked, you take it out on other people, that's where it gets messy. So when you live outside of your means, that's the problem. She got a house from them. I mean, there's just so many. I think it's easy to lie because they do it so easily. I think she benefited from me in that she got an audience. I think she likes the attention. I genuinely think that, like, she's probably a nice person, but I also think that she likes the attention because there's a lot of people in the Duggar world that don't speak publicly because they don't want the association, because they know what comes with it. And it would be hard for her not to lie. She was raised by Mary, who's a liar. The house, the taxes have nothing to do with the house that was gifted to her. Like, that's nothing to do with the house that is gifted to her. They inherited commercial property when Mary died, and they haven't paid the taxes on those properties. And they also haven't, I don't know, it's just a mess. I just think it's gross to be like bullying people into saying things. And Amy was not my source. Amy didn't have information, so she wasn't my source. And she didn't defriend me, Cradle Catholic. That's not even a word. You should go back to high school. I didn't show anything about the Barbie stuff, and I didn't show those screenshots before because I didn't want to play this stupid game. I didn't want to have to prove that I wasn't lying. But the fact that it keeps going on and on and on, like, it's just stupid. You told me it was Barbie. That's the screenshot. You said it was about her. All you haters that have been sucking her ass realize that she lied. And that's how it started. She knew it was about that. Everyone knew it was about Barbie. Like, nobody knew it was her voice.
Wasn't that disgusting? Totally, in my opinion, petty as fuck. And that is exactly who Without a Crystal Ball is. This is not the first time she's doing shit like that. She's done it to Lindsay Chrisley, which she claimed was her BFF too. Dug up all Amy's shit and coming across as if she just stumbled upon it. Bullshit. Now also, a little while back, Katie Joy did an Instagram live and Amy's husband joined the live and was elaborating how he pays his taxes. And Katie Joy was, yes, I pay mine too, and referenced Todd Chrisley and where he is for not paying his taxes. I will tell you something. My husband never gets involved in my drama. But I can guarantee you, he would never do what Amy's husband did, was go on a live or even on a phone call with someone that dissed his wife or did such shady shit to his wife the way Katie Joy did to Amy. They communicated on that live like nothing happened. They were chit-chatting it up and it was like they just left off and nothing happened between Katie Joy and Amy. Amy's husband was, as I said, communicating and engaging in this live, yet he was supposed to be at a grocery store getting groceries or buying wings, but he was listening to Katie Joy's Instagram live. Mr. King, that woman dragged your wife to fault, exposed her financials, tried to embarrass her, humiliate her to thousands of people. Hats off to Mr. and Mrs. King, because you guys are much better people than I am. You guys can tell me what you think about the situation and what you would do in the situation. Amy's husband, in my opinion, doesn't value her much or doesn't have her back. I get the Christian thing in regard to forgiveness, but come on. She did all that, and I'm talking about Katie Joy, exposed all, the majority of Amy King's dirty laundry out of revenge, and it was done maliciously. I'm definitely not that desperate for friends or hard up for friends. Moving on to the next posts, where once again Katie Joy went out of her way to defend Amy for her running to social media and posting her interaction with Anna Duggar. There was a lot of people who did not approve of what Amy did, but the sickest part will be listening to Katie Joy kissing Amy's ass. No human being, once again, can be this desperate for friendship.
Amy Duggar King is getting some heat online as it relates to Anna Duggar, and while some people are directing anger at her, I often feel like it's really misdirected, but that's just me. So a couple days ago, Amy and her mom were at a wake for a friend of the family. This happens to be Amy's best friend's younger sister Amy's best friend's sister that passed. And she ran into Anna Duggar. Some people in my comments assumed that Amy was at this service to like spy on the Duggars, and that's simply not true. She just happens to literally have mutual friends that are the same friends with the Duggars, but also friends with her. So that happens in Arkansas, and especially in their circles because they all grew up together. So anyways, Amy ran into Anna, and Anna was angry and mad at the world and didn't want to talk to her. And then Anna was like, said she wanted space, and Amy was angry. She seemed very frustrated, and people were saying that it was wrong for Amy to go to the internet to literally say how she was feeling in the moment and to give an update. And some of you in my comments said the same thing. And listen, I can't tell anyone how they need to run their lives, but I will say that I have dealt with more than a few people that have family members that are trapped in groups like this. And the only way sometimes is to go online and say things. Sometimes being quiet doesn't help. Amy is someone I have been in contact with for more than 4 years. She's been on this channel. I've interviewed her. I've done live streams on my Instagram with her. I'm friendly with her and Deanna. And so obviously I'm going to generally see her side of things, not to defend her, but just to say that, like, I know how Amy is after all of these years, and I know that her heart when it comes to this is not about attention. Frankly, she could get attention doing other things. She could get a lot more attention and reality shows doing other things. This is for her because of what happened, and literally no one else in the family is doing a damn thing about it. And that's a lot of burden for them. And they've cut them off, but they still have minor children that they're worried about. And that's, for lots of people, hard to swallow. And that's where Deanna and Amy find themselves. So she posted this video where she runs into Anna and says that Anna's mad and she doesn't want her help, and that Anna's going to do what Anna's going to do. And then she shared this response on her TikTok. Knowing Amy the way that I do over the last few years, and just knowing how she gets when she gets backlash, I understand that she really hates disappointing people. And it's really important to her that she not be like a hypocrite, or that she be like who she says she is. And I think sometimes when she gets backlash for saying things and doing things, she automatically wants to like recorrect things. And I think right now what you're witnessing with Amy, with Jill, with Ginger, with all of these people, is that you're in real time seeing a family have to grapple with some serious issues that their family is facing, that they are forced to deal with publicly. And whether you like it or not, this is a public family that was in the media for over 17 years on reality television, and they had a very public platform. And so Amy has a platform whether you like her or not, and it's her choice how she's going to use it. I think she gets unnecessary and unwarranted backlash when she literally tries to do the right thing. And I don't think there's a literal textbook that tells you how to handle a situation like this when you are literally dealing with a family, your cousin who's in prison and doing bad things to kids, a father who's your uncle that covered all of it up and had you be on a reality show with his kids and used you and didn't tell you about it, and then bound you to an NDA contract because once you found out about it, you wanted to be off the show and you didn't want to be a part of it. And then your cousin gets arrested, prison, and then the one person that you were always kind to and always nice to is lashing out at you and has turned you into the enemy and is calling you toxic in interviews or through sources, and about how anyone that speaks badly about Josh is a bad person. And Anna has done a lot of lying, and a lot of people like to give her slack. And so Amy has a right to be angry, because Amy, for her part, has not been outwardly angry at Anna. She's shown a lot of compassion to her, and now it seems like she is hurt that Anna is angry, hurt that Anna is responding the way she is. Amy's hurt that people don't understand her and can't see what her motives are here, I'm sure. And people are just being really petty if they're attacking Amy because she wants to help Anna. And you can't help Anna. Like, Anna has to want to help herself. And so, Amy is going to have to put walls up and decide, listen, when you want to talk and if you want to talk, I'm here. And if not, that's fine. And Anna's probably not going to trust her because Amy is so public. At the end of the day, everyone handles things differently, and I give no fault to Amy. And I think you can love your enemies, but you don't have to. It's really unnecessary. And you also don't have to not be hurt by what happened. I would just say, there's going to be division here, and it's not Amy's fault that it's happened. It's Anna who's choosing to do what she's done, okay? And it's Anna choosing to lie, Anna choosing to promote false narratives, Anna choosing to do a lot of different things that aren't helpful to her kids. And obviously, as Amy said, there's children involved here, and that's what makes her upset. So here's the deal. She gave an interview to the Daily Mail about the brainwashing that's happening in her aunt and uncle's house, and that they're breeding bad people like Josh. They haven't asked for forgiveness, by the way. I mean, they haven't apologized to her. So if she would be forgiving, it wouldn't be for anyone but herself. It's like she's concerned about what's happening with her sibling, with her cousins, and how they're being brainwashed, and how Jim Bob and Michelle are still controlling them, and how Jim Bob is controlling them under his umbrella of authority. She is concerned about the influence of being brainwashed to believe they're the weaker vessel, that they can't have any body autonomy, that they have to give in to their husband no matter what. A lot of women in the IBLP describe their first experience with their husbands like they're being essayed, because it's so foreign and the men can be very violent and aggressive. So, you know, it's hard, because I'm sure you feel like you don't know where to go, you don't know what to do. She said she'd be more than happy to be involved in another season of Shiny Happy People if they did more work on that. Do you have compassion for Amy and what she's going through, or are you on Team Anna? Tell me in the comments below.
The ending is absolutely fucked up. Why are we now pinning women against each other? And Katie Joy, as you heard, is asking, whose side are you on? Absolutely not. I don't care if Anna's in a cult. Why is Without a Crystal Ball even bringing up sides? Unacceptable. Without a Crystal Ball herself is so dysfunctional. And shame on you people who did choose sides. And from the comments, it has been proven true that Without a Crystal Ball has an echo chamber. This woman who wrote the comment that I read in the beginning of the video definitely has my respect. She chose to excuse herself from the echo chamber. And how different are Katie Joy supporters from cult members? Because whatever she reports on, they hang on to her every word, believe her every word that she reports on, with no critical thinking. Something she preaches about. Moral of the story, Amy and Katie Joy deserve each other. They are both messy as fuck, petty betties, and fake as $1 million bill. I do feel bad for Miss Deanna. She deserves to be respected, especially by her own daughter. And I say that because when I interacted with Amy, Amy was, or claimed that she was so upset that her mother got dragged into this, yet what did she do? She went right back and is in cahoots with the same person that dragged her mother. Amy, in my opinion, is a wannabe. She has spent her entire life trying to be something or somebody she is not, and her true colors have been revealed, and she still has not achieved her fame. And as you can see, Katie Joy states that she will continue to post and share videos and content to expose the truth about the biggest cult leader in the United States history. Now, this is what I say to that. Put your money where your mouth is, Katie Joy, because why are you only doing it on Facebook and Instagram? Your biggest platform is on YouTube, and you have not posted there not once. If you want to get through to the masses, you should be posting this on your YouTube. But you know very well, and you're so calculated, why you will not do that, because you yourself know how many followers or subscribers you will lose. So I dare you. Put your money where your mouth is. Report on this on your YouTube. A lot of other political channels do it on their YouTube. Why can't you? You are nothing but a wuss. You are nothing but a coward. Or even some might say a shit stirrer. But in this case, in my opinion, trying to release frustration by getting into arguments with strangers online, nothing more than a miserable keyboard warrior that cannot stand her ground or fight the good fight that she claims to be fighting, but just to exploit people and situations, because at the end of the day, this is the best gift for you. And last but not least, a food for thought. This is what just came to me. Has anybody noticed during the time that Katie Joy was not friendly with Amy, she very, very seldom reported on Jill and Derek Dillard. Now, it's going to be interesting to see how much she does post about them now that they have both befriended each other again. One last point, I promise I will be done. How does Amy associate with somebody like Katie Joy that felt and spoke so negatively about Shiny Happy People, docuseries that was on Amazon that Amy was a part of and claimed to be so proud of. How does she even deal with somebody like that was so butthurt because she wasn't involved? I'm confused because it'll just be fake. If Katie Joy claims that, and she even spoke ill about the victims in this docuseries, so how does Amy accept shit like that? But then on Katie Joy's side, she seems to be okay being friends again with Amy, regardless of what she exposed in the clips that I just showed you, where she states that Amy is friends with people who abuse their kids or hit their kids in their faces. Don't quote me, but it's one or the other. They both liars. Thank you guys so much for taking the time out and watching this video. I appreciate each and every one of you. Have a fantastic rest of your week. Remember, we are all responsible for our own decisions and happiness, and don't let anyone steal your joy. Be safe out there, be kind to one another, and don't forget, make good memories. Bye guys.